and we called it Black Pearl because we're bringing it to the Bucs and the Pirates of the Caribbean and everything like that. And I talked him into it. Coach Reed for sure told him if he can run it first. But I just kind of talked to him on the side and was like, yeah, I'm open, man. Just throw it to me. So I think that little hesitation that he had was just because I had talked to him too much about it.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Patrick, when you look at, obviously, the pre-snap and what, like you mentioned, just getting that single high safety, just how much does it still surprise you when you know 10's out there? And my second part of this is how much, Tyreek mentioned Sammy today as being a part of his success. Just how much was that a part of the offense really clicking in the first half, having Sammy back?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sammy being able to work the middle of the field, even when he's not getting the ball, he's getting other guys open. And then as well as at the beginning of that game, they were, instead of that safety going over the top of Tyreek, they were going over the top of Travis. And, I mean, that's just the problem that defenses have when they go against us. We have so many good weapons. It's hard to try to take away one guy when we can go to the other guys. And so this week it was Tyreek's week, but I'm sure other guys will make big plays the rest of the season.
Let's go next to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, I know you want to throw it every down, right? But at the end there, those last two plays, a lot of teams would have just run the ball, right, to melt some clock. What is your mind like in those situations, just sort of risk-reward balance when you know you got to keep the clock going?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a lot of trust Coach puts in me to make the right decision. You can see that I'm trying to get the ball in my hands quickly, get it to the guys, let them make plays in space. And another thing, I mean, they have a really good defense, especially against the run, and so they're getting a lot of penetration up front. And I'm trying to get to our playmakers in space and let guys make plays.
Next is Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, you touched on this a little bit, but how much do you feel like Travis's success this season, but also Tyreek's success on the underneath stuff, kind of opened up what you saw today up top?
Yeah, I think it's just taking what's there. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, you've seen how teams played us these last few weeks, and they're playing very far back. And we were able to find ways to move the ball down the field and score that way. And then this week, especially at the beginning of the game, they kind of came up and played tighter and played up close. And we were able to hit some shots downfield. And that's just the maturity of this offense as a whole, of knowing how to run their routes based off the coverages that they're getting, and then I try to get them the ball and let them make plays.
Go next to Darren Smith. Go, Darren.
Hey, Patrick. First of all, congratulations on the win and the great stats that you put up today. But I'm kind of curious with the offense and some of the play calling in the first half. It looked like you all may have been a little too cute by half with some of the design plays. I know you talked about the play with Travis Kelce towards the end zone. But how concerning is it to where, I guess from the outside looking in, it looks like you all should have been up maybe 28-0 before the Bucs scored, and then it ended up being a one-possession game towards the very end. And then I have a follow-up, Brad.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just comes down to execution. I mean, we had the play with Travis designed and ran the way we wanted it to be ran, and we had the options and the availability that we wanted. And we've ran plays like that all year long. We're doing different motions and different type of stuff like that, and they've worked out. And when you play a good defense and you don't execute in the red zone and you get field goals instead of touchdowns, the game stays closer than you want it to be. And so that's just about execution and us just making sure that we execute whenever we get our opportunities.
And also, this is your first time playing in Tampa Bay. Did you feel like you got used to it enough that you could come back and do the same thing again in February?
Man, I hope so. I mean, it was hot. It was definitely hot early when the sun was out. But once that sun went down, I felt like I was back in Texas, and it was pretty nice to get this weather. But just like that, I'm ready to get back to Kansas City and get a cold one this next week.
We'll go to Mike Jones for the last one. Go ahead, Mike.
Patrick, this is supposed to be kind of like billed as a Super Bowl preview. If you guys come out and get the win like this, what does it do for your confidence, or just for if you guys see them again in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, you get a familiarity with the stadium, with the process of going to the hotel in the city, and that's definitely something that eases your mind when you try to get to the Super Bowl. If you know you've been in this place before and you understand what kind of the pregame and stuff like that happens, and then to beat a good football team. That's a really good football team with a lot of talented players.